So as I mentioned before in the previous video, I promised that I'll be showcasing all the new items that I have in my collection now. The way how I'm going to do this is that I'm going to base it off different sections. First off, I'm going to start out with stuff like apparel and other merchandise that I purchase, whether at stores or online, or if I receive them as gifts from friends, and then make my way to the round one stuff. So whether it be plushies or figurines, and throughout each item that I present, I'm going to explain the reasons why I bought them in the first place and why I think I should add it to my collection. So without further ado, let's get things started. Let's start out with the obvious. So if you remembered in my last video, I presented myself with a brand new cap. This is a Sakamata Chloe cap, if you could tell here. Like I mentioned before, it's not official, but I still love the design anyways, as it matches the hood for Chloe whenever she wears this. And I think it fits perfectly because of her graduation. I might as well just have this just in remembrance of her. Now, if I remember correctly, I told you before that my favorite Oshi in Hololive is Minato Aqua. If not, Sakamata Chloe would be my second Japanese idol. Unfortunately, since she's graduating, I might as well get this in remembrance of her. So that's why I have this. I also have a shirt design of her to go alongside with the cap. All of the shirts that I've gotten were all from the same designer who goes by the name of UDT. I also have a design for Amelia Watson, and it also has Bubba on it. Here's one for Fauna. Beautiful design. And not only do I have the individual designs, but I also have groups as well. Here's Holox, as you can see here, which is incredible. I love the panel style that it shows right here. And then to celebrate Justice's debut, I also have their panel, which is amazing. And then I also have Advent's version. I already have an Advent shirt, but I just honestly love this group so much, so I bought myself another shirt with the Advent members on it. And of course, as I mentioned before, my favorite idol in Hololive is Minato Aqua. And with their graduation, I ended up purchasing a shirt featuring my Japanese idol on it. I also just finished recording too, and I forgot to show that I also have a CM Punk shirt. So it says best in the world, comes to Chicago, and then on the back, it has CM Punk's logo on it. This was when my brother went to the first ever live show of NXT when it came to Chicago, when it aired on the CW for the first time. Actually, I was supposed to join him in the event, but because of assignments and homework and stuff, and because I have to go to church the following morning and I don't want to be very sleep deprived, I ended up missing the show. But it's okay because he ended up giving this to me for a souvenir. I actually didn't really want one, but I'm still thankful that he got me a shirt in the first place because he actually knows that one of my favorite wrestlers is CM Punk, so now I officially have one of his shirts in the WWE and in AEW, which is really funny. Let's go on to figurines. So the first one that I have here is a pop-up parade figurine of Minato Aqua. And of course, if you know about Aqua's graduation, I ended up purchasing this one on Amazon, and I'm glad I finally have it in my collection. One of these days, I'm gonna end up opening this and putting it somewhere on my shelf, but that's another thing to discuss later on in the video. But not only do I have Aqua, I also have her gen mate Murasaki Shion as well. Same pop-up parade figure as well. The same design box and everything. She looks absolutely stunning. Actually, I just received her last month. So I got Aqua's slightly earlier, like by the time she was graduating, and I've got Shion literally last month. Those are all the figurines that I have, but I also have a couple other things too, whether it be from merch from friends or whatsoever. So two of my friends from my church actually came back from Japan, I believe around August, and they sent souvenirs to me and my friends. And then I told them that since I'm a fan of like Hatsune Miku and stuff, they ended up getting me like all of these and stuff. So I've actually opened these already, and I don't actually remember what they are, but one of these days, I'll go ahead and reveal what's inside all of these boxes. I know one of them for sure is a figure. The other two are just like items. They're not like the actual characters, but they're like items for their specific box set, as you can see presented in the boxes here. Switching over things to manga, so I made this recent purchase. This is Hatsune Miku's Cantarella. based off of one of my favorite songs based off of Kaito by White Flame. And I absolutely love this song, especially the Grace Edition. If you played Project Diva F2nd, this is my favorite version of it, and I'm so glad that they came out with a manga. So I'm going to get my chance to read this eventually in the future. And to go alongside that, I also have Horox Meeting. This is the second volume, or the final one as they mention it too. So to go along with the first volume that I have, thanks to Caspin, I purchased this one the same time I purchased Cantarella. So I'm going to give these two a read in the future. And obviously for this one, I have this one because of, Chloe's graduation and stuff. So that's going to be fun. Moving on to the media content here, I have Hatsune Miku's Magical Mirai 2023. So I haven't opened this one yet, so I'm going to get my chance to. I'm going to have to open this obviously and view the set list for myself. Actually, I sort of spoiled myself like looking at over all the songs that was presented in this concert, and honestly, most if not all of them are pretty much straight up bangers. So I actually can't wait to open this one up and see for myself. And then I also have the Hatsune Miku Magical Mirai. This is the 10th anniversary of the Magical Mirai concert. So it comes with everything here. If you remember my media collection and I presented that one Miku DVD last or Blu-ray or whatever it was, it does not coincide with this one, although the theming is the same as you can see according to the picture here. This is actually the actual concert. The other one, I believe, is just music videos and the audio soundtrack. So this one actually has the full concert and many things more. And of course, I haven't opened this yet. One of these days, in a future video, I'm planning on opening this up. So I can't wait for this too. But of course, it's not just Vocaloid stuff, but I also have HoloLive stuff. So this is Link Your Wish. This is the third fest. So it comes with this stunning looking Blu-ray. So this features the entire concert with all the members and stuff. And then not only that, it also comes with a special desktop calendar, which is irrelevant for me now, but I have this because now it's in my collection. This is for 2023, by the way, if you can see there. And then it also comes with this poster as well. As you see, it's sort of like folded and stuff, but it's all right. I'm going to try to put this on my wall somewhere. If not, I'm probably just going to leave this out for like decor and stuff. But I'm going to see for myself for this. But yeah, I also can't wait to give this a watch. Actually, I've seen this concert before, but I can't wait to rewatch this again, now that I actually have the physical copy instead of watching it online. And lastly, I also have Our Bright Parade. So this is the fourth fest for HoloLive. Comes with this beautiful box right here. And then just like the last one, it also comes with this poster right here. So it's a little different between this one and the other one because I believe I purchased this as well as the Hatsune Miku DVDs from CD Japan, where I'm actually able to have like all these wrapped up still, if you could see. If you've seen the Link in Your Wish one, this one has already been opened, as you could see. Because the reason why is because I actually purchased this one and the Link Your Wish set on eBay, but the rest I purchased on CD Japan. The reason why is because I tried purchasing Link Your Wish along with the others on CD Japan, but because they've sold out and proxy shipping is a pain, I ended up just finding the same thing on eBay, and they sold, if not similarly, just a little more expensive than what they sold for on CD Japan, but at least I'm happy to say that I finally have it in my collection. So now I'm able to watch Our Bright Parade and Link Your Wish. Another post edit that I forgot to include is that I also have Minato Aqua's Solo Live back in 2022. So I also got this also from CD Japan alongside with the other purchases that I made with the Miku concerts and stuff. So this one, of course, is our 2022 concert. With this one, it comes with the actual concert as well as the booklet and stuff. Now, originally this sold as a pack with like additional stuff. I believe it came with like tapestries and stuff, but of course, because I purchased this late, I ended up only having the Blu-ray, but It's okay, I'm satisfied with this because, like I said before, she's now a graduated member of Hololive, and to honor her remembrance, I have this in my collection now. One of my favorite newer recent purchases, or actually, I've got this off of Kickstarter, so if you know the ASDF movie, or like those videos and those compilations and stuff, it's based off of this. So this is a game called Don't Press That Mind Turtle. So basically, this is like an extended version of Truth or Dare, where you and a bunch of friends are dealing with taking turns, sort of like rouletting, by daring each other specific dare cards. And then if you're successful in completing your dare, your opponents will press the Mind Turtle's button. And then your goal is basically not to get exploded by the Mind Turtle. Pretty straightforward of a game, but it's actually pretty fun. I actually didn't get a chance to try this out yet. I've tried out the Mind Turtle, and I have to say it's absolutely beautiful and stunning, and it's actually really fun to use. Not only that, because of that, I also have a thank you message from the creators and stuff. So like Tom Scott and his friends and stuff. So it also comes with their signatures and stuff. So I have more to my collection now. So not only do I have these three as well, but I also have Michael Donald's and the original four Wiggles for my signatures. So add these guys to my collection. And because I also supported their Kickstarter, they also sent in a wonderful looking ASDF movie, Mind Turtle plush. But out of all of the media stuff that I purchased, this hands down has to be my favorite for obvious reasons. So this is the Nintendo Switch version of the game Aquarium, which is a visual novel based off of Minato Aqua. I actually have the Steam version of this as well, and I played the entire thing through, and I absolutely loved it. And so I had to get the Japanese version as well, so I ended up finding this one. So funny story about this one is that this one's actually been pre-opened and stuff, but it contains everything inside still, and I'm very thankful for that. But originally, I was supposed to get another version of this one. It's actually wrapped up inside and new. So originally, I bought this for, I believe, $110. But the problem was, it wasn't the seller's fault. It was more of the tracking and stuff. So like whoever was doing the shipping, their company basically lost my package in the mail, and because of that I got refunded, and I ended up finding another seller that sold this. It was a little more expensive, but it still fit within my price range, and I ended up purchasing this, and now I finally have it in my hands. My goal is to complete the game on my Switch so that I could go ahead and unlock all the music, because if you haven't played this, I absolutely love the ending theme. And honestly, made me nearly cry, especially knowing that Aqua is gone. And I was really hoping she'd sing that song in her graduation, but she sang it in this one. And honestly, it brought a tear to my eye, and I'm really sad that she's gone. So that's why I have this in my collection now. Can you tell I love Minato Aqua? And not only that, I also have a new body pillow. If you remember before, I had a character from Maitetsu, Hachiroku, but now she's been replaced by, you want to guess who? Now she's sleeping on my bed. I have three new Miku plushies. So first off, I have this one. So I believe this is her school uniform. This is actually one of the more newer designs too. And I think this is absolutely beautiful. This one, if you remember from the Project Diva song, Freely Tomorrow, this is the outfit she wears for that song. Absolutely beautiful. I love this as well. I'm going to leave that one right there. She also has this outfit too. Let me move these two back. There we go. Beautiful design. Love it. It still has the tag on and everything too. But yeah, while these three are staring into your souls, I'm gonna quickly explain why I got these three in the first place. So ironically enough, I saw these three sitting inside a mall, and I wanted to purchase these. But the problem for me is that each of them costs about almost, I believe, $40 to $50, depending on which store I was at. And to me, that was pretty much expensive. So I ended up finding like a little cheat to the system and stuff, is because I ended up purchasing 2 of these online for Black Friday, and I bought this one on another website on Black Friday, but with an extra coupon code to go along with it. So in total, I believe I paid around 70 something dollars when all of these combined range between like $50. So I actually pretty much saved a bunch on this one. So these two I got off of FYE's website, where I was able to purchase one plush and literally got the other one for free. And then this one, I got her, I believe she was around 40 bucks online, but it came with a 10% discount. So I ended up purchasing her on a different website. So that's how I managed to get all these 3. Of course, I have Minato Aqua's Hololive Friends With You plush. Absolutely adorable. She and another one that I currently have at the moment are the only ones that are actually outside of their packaging. The rest are still in their packaging. So for now, I have Aqua, and of course, I have her genmate Shion. Actually, for both of these two, they're sitting on my bed alongside with a couple of my other plushies as well. And not only do I have these forms of them, but I also have their smaller Friends With You version. So I believe this is the Hololive Friends With You Go, or On The Go, or something like that. So basically the little keychain ones that hang onto like your bags or whatever. I also have this version of these two as well. Very adorable. Here I have the alternate costume of Minato Aqua. Actually, for this one, I didn't purchase it on the Hololive website. I actually got it off of eBay, because by the time I was purchasing it, she's already graduated and they weren't selling this type of plush anymore. So I had to go to eBay to find this version of her. To go along with that version of Aqua, I have this version of Pecora as well, to represent the last couple streams she did with Aqua before she graduated. If you remember the Minecraft streams she did with her before she ended up graduating, this is the reason why I ended up purchasing this one. So now, let's say that these two are really close friends. And now going through my list of plushies that are graduating or have graduated. So first off, of course, we have Amelia Watson. Of course, I still have Small Ame sitting at the top of my shelf. I've actually moved both Gura and Mume and switched them from the center to the side. So wherever Ame and Fauna were originally placed, they're actually now in the middle to represent their graduation and stuff, with Sana sitting above them. But I have this version of Ame now as well. Her alongside 2 other plushies, if you know, you know. I'm gonna add these to the top as well to join alongside Sana. I might also put my other Aqua up there too, but I have to see for myself. The next one to announce her graduation was Chloe, I believe. So here is her Friends With You plush. I'm hoping to get a chance to get all of Holux as well. But if not, I'm satisfied that I just at least have my favorite member of Holux. And I'm still sad that she's leaving, but again, I'm still happy that I at least have this piece of merch for remembrance of her. The most recent one, who is actually straight up full on graduating instead of like doing that soft turn graduation thing, is Ceres Fauna. I'm actually glad that I have this one as well too. So she'll be joining Sana at the very top alongside with Ame and Chloe. So I'm sad to see that she's leaving as well, but hey, at least I'm able to have this as well. Oh, by the way, besides this one too, I've also made purchases for the Hololive starter voice packs. So I have one with Fauna, I have one with Ame, I have one with Chloe, and then of course, oops, I have one with Aqua as well. So they're all in my phone or in my laptop in the moment. So if I ever want to listen to their voices again, since they're going to be leaving Hololive, it's always in remembrance of them. So there we go. However, when it comes to the plush line for Friends With You, this is the one that I'm really excited to share and open up in the future. So not I'm only going to open up one of these at a time, I'm going to open up the group. And if you know, you know. So let's start out with Shiori Novella. Absolutely beautiful. Well, she's sitting inside this right now. I can't wait to tear this thing open up and put her on my shelf somewhere. To move alongside that, here's Koseki Biju, or Bibu. Princess. A lot of members would call her that. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. Be careful not to touch her feet. Here is Nerissa Ravencroft. Looking absolutely stunning, as usual. I love the horns and the details as well. By the time I take this off, I'm going to go ahead and try to straighten that as much as possible. And then, of course, I have my two favorite members of Advent, starting off with Fuwawa Abiskard. So, absolutely looking pretty. Very fluffy indeed. And then the fuzzy one of the two, absolutely looking pretty as well. And the thing is, I'm going to try to be careful with her because I remember she said not to touch the ears, not to touch the tummy, and not to touch the tail. So I'm going to be extra careful opening her by the time I make this video when I open up Holo Advent. No promises. Sorry, Mokoko. Before I move on to the round 1 stuff, I have one more thing to show here. So if you look closely, this is an acrylic standee of the Hololive closet. I actually have 2 of these because this one is Shion, and then in the back here, it has a picture of Aqua right there in her gamer outfit. So I actually have both of them. If I could try to squeeze, you can see that I have 2 of them, right? So again, I'm going to be opening this by the time I open up the other, I'm going to say the graduated plushies alongside too, and try to find a place where I could put these 2 on my shelf as well. So here is Caraberos from Cardcaptor Sakura. Not only do I have this one, but I also have a spare one as well. This one I keep in my room, and this one I actually gave to the puppies so that they could play with it. Because when I won this Caraberos originally, Kuma ended up trying to snatch him away, and he wanted to snuggle with it. So I ended up giving this one to him, and the next time I went back to round 1, I've got this one for myself to add to my collection so that Kuma and Maya can play with this one. The same story goes for this Hatsune Miku looking plush right here, so like a complete circle and stuff. This one actually sits next to me in my bed because it's literally as soft as a cushion, so I feel like I could literally just sleep on this and like use this as my pillow. The tag is still on here too, so I didn't take this one off, but again, sort of like the last one, I also have a second one, and again I give this one to the dog so that they could play with this one as well. So what's funny about this is that I've won this one on, I believe, I want to say my 5th try, and it was the one where you pick up the cheese ball and then drop it inside the chute. So that's how I obtained this one, along with 2 other plushies that I will be mentioning in a bit. This one, my friend actually won on the same day that I got this one, but he didn't want it, so he ended up giving it to me. And so now this belongs to Maya and Kuma, and this one belongs to me. Before I get to the meat and potatoes of my Hololive stuff from my collaboration, here is a Hatsune Miku that I've also gotten from the Crane Games as well. As you can see, it's not from the same company that makes my favorite type of Miku plushies. The reason why I got her is because I ended up having a friend there who works nearby the Crane Games, so because I know her well enough, she ended up actually giving me this one for free, and so I'm very thankful for her for that. And yeah, so now this little Miku is going to be sitting with the rest of my Miku collection. I don't know where I'm going to be putting her, but I'm glad I'm able to have her in my possession now. Okay, by what I mentioned about the meat and potatoes, about everything, when it comes to the Hololive stuff, I meant these. So like the plushies and stuff. So I have a variation, one way or another, of the small plushies, which are the heads, the medium plushies, which is just like the little standing type of plushies, and then the large plushies, where they're in their Nesoberi form when they're lying down on their stomachs. So I have a variation of them. So first off, here are Fuwamoko and their heads. I still have their tags on too. And I've actually won these ones pretty easily because for me, it's more of like trying to drag them over. And that's the way how I won Mokoko. Fuwawa, on the other hand, I actually got her just by dragging, it's either the loop or her tag over the thing, and then basically I won her with that. So I basically had extra time to try to win another Fuwawa, but I wasn't able to. But hey, I got Fuwamoko, so there's that. But not only did I win a Fuwamoko, I also won an Ina there as well. Same way with the Mokoko, so I just basically grabbed her by the loop and just dragged the loop over, and that's how I won her. And again, same for Iris as well. So same strat, just take this, pulled her over, and bam, that's how I got her. This is the only medium plush that I have in regards to my collection. And what's funny about this too is that I literally got this one on my last swipe, and I got this out of pure luck. So for my round one in particular, the way how you win this one is that Ina and a bunch of the other Hololive members were all sitting in the same machine, so they're all lying down like this or whatever, right? And then you literally have to grab them and just hope for the best that they drop inside the chute. That's literally what happened with me and Ina. I believed I was able to grab her around the neck area and drag her over, and she fell into the machine. Because like for me, when I got her, she was literally in the corner of it, and so because of the way how it like tilted and stuff, she was able to drop in perfectly in the chute. And I literally got that on my last swipe, like I mentioned before, which is amazing. Also for the medium plushies, they come with this type of tag, which is amazing. When round one was doing their collaboration, and when it was first introduced in my local round one, these were the first two that I got, and I think these were the only two that I got on that day. I told myself, as long as I get Fuwamoko, then I'm completely satisfied. The problem for me, though, is that I would have gone for more, but I ended up just spending my time just getting these two the entire time, because I think I got a little too overexcited and I lost my concentration on playing the games. These two in total, I believe I swiped literally over, I want to say 20 times just to get both of them. I know Mokoko, it took me a while, because she was the first one I got, and then Fuwawa, on the other hand, it's a little more quicker, but still a little closer to like the amount of times that I swipe for Mokoko. But yeah, these two look absolutely great, and these two actually stay on my bed as well. I love how beautiful they look, and I'm so glad I'm able to keep them in my collection too. Same rules apply when it comes to the Advent Friends for You stuff, so I'm trying my hardest not to touch her ears, not to touch Mokoko's tail, and not to touch Mokoko's tummy. However, ironically, when it comes to winning Iris, I've won her in only 3 tries, which was really funny. So it's the same strategy how I won Fuwawa and Mokoko. So basically, it has the little cheese ball in it, and the goal is to grab it and then just drop it in, right? It only took me 3 tries because I already knew the strategy that I was going in, and I've won it that way. So the way how it goes is that the crane comes in, right? And then your goal is to drop it, and then by the time it touches the head or whatever of the cheese ball, you quickly press the button again and it grabs the ball up. It should lift, carry it over, and then drops it into the chute. However, for the next plushie that I'm going to be introducing, it's sort of a similar way, but in a more interesting approach when it comes to winning her. And I'm referring to this goober right here. So the way how I won Gura is sort of the same way that I won Iris. However, instead of 3 tries, it took me 5 tries, which was actually incredible because by the time I got her, it was on a different crane game, but the same style, right? Where you pick up the cheese ball and then drop it in. This time, it's one of those faulty crane games. When you hook up the crane to the cheese ball, it actually doesn't lock in all the way, because the way how I want it is that I got it through the back too, holding it in the back, and then the one in front is literally just hanging loose. I did the same strat by dropping it, and then when it touches, that's when I grasped it. This one was sticking out. The other two were just grabbing onto the cheese ball. It literally hovered over and dropped it into the chute. That's how I literally won Gura, and I was super shocked because looking at the position of it, I thought I was not going to get it. But I ended up getting her on my 5th try, which was really incredible. And then as I mentioned before, I've also won this one in 5 tries as well, doing the same strat. But winning Gura is probably my favorite of that night, especially in regards to winning on a faulty crane arm as well. So glad I got her and Iris literally in just 8 tries. That's not it for round 1 stuff yet. Now I'm going to move on to the figurines. First off that I have is a Yura head of Hatsune Miku. This one I actually didn't win in a crane game. This is one where you actually have to go to the front desk and then you put in the amount of credits you want in your card. And then basically, if you want her, it's an additional, I believe I've spent either $20 or $30 for her. And because I wanted it, I ended up purchasing it. Plus, it's like one of those limited editions too. To be fair though, there was also a Snow Miku version, but by the time I got there, they ran out. So I opted for the original. So this is in my collection now. However, when it comes to the Miku figurines and the actual crane games, I have the Hatsune Miku Dark Angel. And what's to be fair about this one is that I actually did play this a couple times. So this is the one where the figurine box is stacked like this, and using the arms of the crane, you're supposed to tilt this over and try to flip it over into the edge of the board. And then if it falls all the way down, you win the item, right? For me, I believe I played this game over, I want to guess 15 times. When another guy played it, he got it, I believe, on his third try. And then he told me that he didn't even know who Hatsune Miku was, and he literally gave this to me for free. So honestly, I really thanked him with like all my heart for it, because I've been trying my hardest to get this one throughout the entire night, and now it's in my possession. At the same time too, I also won this one, the Spy Family Luminasta version of Anya. So there she is. And when I open her up, it's literally going to be like this. So I just have to find a place to put her down inside my shelves and stuff. So the way how I won this one, I believe it's through the ball game where there's a bowl of ping pong balls, right? And the goal is to pick it up with the crane arm. It scoops it and then it drops it. And then if it drops into a certain color hole, then you're able to win the prize. And that's how I won this one, I believe. Otherwise, if not, I literally got this from my friend again. Sort of the way how I won the Hatsune Miku plush that I mentioned earlier. So there's that one. This one I actually remembered winning on my own. So this is the Hitori Bochi, or should I say Hitori Goto figurine. So from Bocchi the Rock. This is actually one of my recent favorite animes that I've seen. And I'm actually glad that my local round one had these figurines of Hitori-chan. This one was like one of the games where it was stranded like this, but it was hung on like a bunch of ropes and stuff, or not like ropes, but like suspended cords or whatsoever. So it's like dangling and stuff. Your goal is to stretch it out so that the figurine would drop, and then that's how I won this one. I got this one in, I believe, 5 tries, and it was pretty straightforward, so I got this one with these. So I have Fern from Frieren as well. So the same way how I've got the Miku figurine is also the same way how you win this one as well. But for me, I sort of cheated my way out and asked my friend to give this to me. So yeah, thank you to my friend. And then I also have this one right here. So she is a character from Uma Musume Pretty Derby. So this is Ikuno Dictus. So for me, I haven't really stuck around past season 2 of this anime, so I'm not really familiarized with her. Personally, my favorite horse girl in this anime is Rice Shower, but my local round one doesn't have her, so I opted up for this one and another one that I'll be showing in a little bit. But this one, I won this one from the one game where you have a bunch of figurines like laying on conveyor belts, and your goal is to time your press, and then when you press the button at the right timing, it moves that specific conveyor belt really slow, so it inches its way to the front. So because of how close this one was, I ended up getting it on the light, it pushed and it dropped, and I got this one. And then I believe my final one for that night was another Anya figurine. So again, from Luminasta. I have this version of Anya as well. I believe this one was also just like the way how I won the Bocchi figurine. So where it's like dangling like this and you have to drop her in. Otherwise, if not, then I believe my friend also gave me this one for free. This is the one like I mentioned before. You just lift it up and just like try to drag the box all the way to the front. And if it drops, you win it. That's how I got this one. So again, here's Frieren from, well, Frieren from Luminosity as well. And honestly, I sort of can't wait to open this because I think the stand absolutely looks wonderful. And to be fair, though, I haven't really completed the anime yet, but I cannot wait to open this because I think this figurine looks really cool. I have nightmares about this one. Okay, so this is Lemon from Mashle. So the reason why I say that is because for this crane game that I played in particular, it was the one with the little cylinders and you have to drop it into the hole. If you drop it into the hole, then you win. For me, I literally swiped the game over 30 times and I have no luck whatsoever. And because I couldn't find my friend at the time, I was really embarrassed to try to approach the people in front, saying like how many times I swiped and stuff. So, but thankfully for me, I just realized that my friend was working there, and I told her that if she could get this for me because of how much I tried. And lo and behold, now I have her in my collection. This one, and I also have 3 more, because technically with the accumulated swipes that I have, I would have won these next 3 figurines as well. The next one that I have is Twin Turbo. So this one is also a character from Uma Musume as well. So to go along with Iconodictus, I also have this character as well. I believe I'm also sort of familiarized with this character, but not as much. So at least she's able to join in my little Uma Musume collection with Iconodictus. And I believe I also have one more character from Uma Musume that was on my shelf too. I just don't remember who it was because it's not like one of my favorite characters in the show. But yeah, at least I'm able to get this one. I believe it was the same one too. This one where basically you press it on the conveyor belt, you time the button press, and then it just slides all the way to the front. But instead, my friend got this for me because thank you. But the thing about this one too is that this was literally the last figure there, so I ended up getting this one. To be fair though, there was another figurine that I wanted there. It was a Nino Nakano figure from Quintessential Quintuplets, but someone won it from that machine already, and fair game to them. I think they deserved it anyways. But for me, this was my second closest, and I'm glad I have this in my collection now too. For you fans of Bunny Girl Senpai, here is Mai. And honestly, this is also one of my favorite animes of all time, so I have to have Mai in my collection. So this is one of the crane games where it's literally just dangling on the ropes, and then you have to like push or expand the bands, and then it drops, right? For some reason, I've also remembered playing this game that day, and I had no luck whatsoever trying to get this figure. I don't know why, but I don't know. I guess it didn't work out for me. So that's why I asked my friend to get this one for me too, and then lo and behold, I got this one. And then what was weird about that too is that I originally wanted those figures, and then she literally gave me this one for free, although I didn't really ask if I could have it, but here we go. So this is Hatsune Miku, and I believe this is like a love letter version of Hatsune Miku. So, basically, looks like that. Looks really cute. And again, I thank my friend for that. Looking at it too, it's a noodle stopper figure. So this is like the one where if you have like ramen, Insta ramen and stuff, you can literally place this figure on top of it and have it sit to cool down your soup. She's carrying a letter too, which is really adorable. But that's it for all my figurines and my plushies. But there's still some other stuff that I'm going to show that I got from round 1, as well as other things that I also want to mention as well before I end the video. I know to a lot of people this doesn't mean much, but for me it means something special. Because anytime I see this, it reminds me of my yearly trip with my friends, my church friends, to Six Flags. So it's sort of our tradition for us to go each year in August to celebrate the anniversary of their church. And what way to do it than to hang out together at Six Flags. And as a tradition, usually after we're done, we literally just go to the local Burger King that's nearby, and we end up ordering food from there. So for those of you who don't know, I go to the Six Flags in Gurnee, Illinois. So this is Six Flags Great America. And then one of my favorite things that I remember from this trip in particular is that I was riding with a couple of my friends, and then we were on the back or second to last row of the Raging Bull roller coaster. And oh my gosh, it is probably my favorite experience ever riding on a roller coaster ever. For me, I was terrified as roller coasters as a kid, but now I'm able to overcome that fear, but this is like a physical memento that I could carry with me to remember that day. And then also doesn't really mean much, but this is a red balloon. So, for those of you who understand like the Thomas and Friends references, no, this does not represent James and the red balloon, but this was from the live show that I've attended with my mom. If you know America's Got Talent, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the name Tapeface. So Tapeface visited my local theater, and I ended up going to his show with my mom. And then we both had a fun time watching the show together, basically picking people from the audience and embarrassing people on stage. And it's really fun. And then this was part of the last act, which is the reason why I held on to this balloon. Well, actually, this is my mom's. Mine actually got lost inside the theater there, but I have this one in remembrance of the show. There's a couple more things that I want to show off to before I end this video. So usually before you go and pay for your credits, depending on how much you pay, the staff would offer you stuff that they're doing collaborations on. And I have some from Hello Kitty, Hatsune Miku, and of course Hololive. So first off, here are my Hello Kitty stuff. I have one for Kuromi and I have one for Cinnamoroll. I used to have two of these, but I gave my other spare one to my friend who's also a big fan of Hello Kitty, but doesn't go to round one, so I gave that one to her. And Cinnamoroll I also got on that day as well. So I ended up purchasing $50 on this one, another $50 for Cinnamoroll, so there's that. I'm really happy about these ones in particular because I actually didn't go to round one for this one, but my brother and his girlfriend actually got me these two for free, and I'm very thankful for them for that. So these are the Hatsune Miku acrylic block stands. So if you look back here, it says Hatsune or Miku Expo mini acrylic block, and then this is A, this is B. So they were doing collaboration for the Miku Expo, and I'm thankful that they were able to give this to me, the group keychains of Hololive and Round One's collaboration. Now, I don't have any of the coasters because I'm not really into collecting those type of things, which is why I have all the, or not all the plushies, but some of them, as well as the two main keychains due to the collaboration, because I absolutely love the way how it's designed and how it's looked. Originally, I only wanted to get the chibi ones, but because I ended up spending more, I ended up getting this one as well. The weird thing about it too is that I also ended up getting another chibi one, and then my friend got another version of this one as well. So what I ended up doing is that he ended up giving his extra to me, and then with my extra of this one, I literally gave both of these to Caspin. So now I have a set and he has a set. When it comes to the collaboration with the towel as well, they were also doing that still, but I opted not to do it because technically you still have to pay for that one, sort of like how I paid that one Miku figurine. That also didn't really matter to me because I was already like using a towel for like DDR and stuff, so there's no need for me to have one for like my favorite Hololive characters on a towel and whatsoever. I'm already happy that I have the keychains, so I'll keep it as is. Post-editing this, I forgot to include, in round one, I also won a gachapon game of Suisei. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the gachapon mechanic, basically, you insert a bunch of coins into a machine and then it pops up a random ball. And then whatever random ball you get, that's the item you get inside the ball. So there's one for Hololive. I ended up winning Suisei on my first try. So if I were to play any of these characters, it would feature either Sora, Roboco-san, Azuki, Miko, Suisei, which is the one that I have, and then Kanata, Watame, Towa-sama, and Luna. I told myself out of all the gachapons, which one could I do so that I could go ahead and just like play it, and no matter what I get, I'll still be happy regardless of which one I'd win. And so I went for the Hololive one and I got Suisei. So I'm pretty satisfied with that, honestly. That's everything that I have in my collection so far. In the future, I'm planning on doing like unboxing videos of these. So I'm gonna let you guys decide. Do you want me to open up my plushies? Do you want me to open up these figurines? Like anything that's been boxed up or anything, they have not been opened yet. I'm gonna be doing a video showcasing one or a bunch of the figurines or plushies opening them and giving you my initial reaction of how it looks like. Also, putting it somewhere on my shelf for you guys to see. That's it for today. So, a little bit of extra whatsoever. Here we go. But yeah, that's it. That's all of my collection. So everything you've seen, I've accumulated for the past couple of months, and I'm so glad that I'm finally able to use these whenever I get a chance to. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Also leave a comment down below, like I mentioned before. Which one do you want me to open up first, and which ones do you want me to talk about? So I'll also be leaving a community tab discussing about which ones you want me to open up first and let you guys decide on it. If not, I'm just going to pick a random one and then give you guys my initial reaction. But again, thank you so much for joining me in this video, and I catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.